A lot of people waiting for this check, right? We heard about this back in June. State lawmakers approved this rebate back then. It's meant to address sky-high inflation and rising gas prices. So how much you get depends on your income and the size of your family. We're going to give you a few scenarios here. Couples who filed jointly and made less than $150,000 and have dependents will receive the most. We're talking about $1,050. That's $350 per person, plus another $350 for dependents. This is the largest bracket, representing more than 80% of beneficiaries out there. Individual filers who made less than $75,000 will receive $700 if they have a dependent, $350 if you filed individually and you don't have a dependent. Those making up to $125,000 will receive $500 with a dependent, $250 without. What do you need to do to get this refund? Carmen Balber from Consumer Watchdog says, absolutely nothing.
They either sent you a check in the mail or they put the money in your bank account.
$1,400 stimulus checks are going out. There are several states that have stepped up to the plate to say that they have things in the works for their residents, as well as people are questioning Joe Biden. Guys, we have a ton of information in this video. All the details that you need to know about are right here. Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another show. I hope that you guys are having a great Monday so far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for your love and support. Guys, we do a ton of giveaways for free. If you want to win some free money, like $100, then why don't you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. We're going to do some more giveaway information here at the end of this video. But guys, let's dive in to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Biden, who is less than a month away from turning 80, said it's totally legitimate for voters to question whether he can serve a second term. It says Joe Biden says it's legitimate for people to question whether he is too old for a second term. Biden, who will turn 80 in November, has signaled his intention to seek re-election in 2024. Questions loom regarding who among American aging leaders will make a presidential bid in 2024. So has it ever been a question or thought to you what age that line should be cut off to say, hey, if you hit this age, you can't run anymore. You can't run for being president. You can't run for Congress or the White House. Here's the thing. Here's the way that I look at it. I've seen many people in Congress that have been there forever, like Nancy Pelosi. And yet again, what have they really done for the American people? I've heard more things on how they haven't done anything than they have. And these are the people that we have running. I think, honestly, just like the presidential term, you've got 4 years. I think that's how Congress and the White House should do it, just because you've got to keep people going after it, get new things, new ideas, and better ways and better improvements, and get things to where it's not one person who's been doing it for 40 years. I'm just saying, that's my assumption. That's what I think. I've seen and heard a lot of bad and negative things for people who have done things for 40 years. And yet again, it's kind of those things that I'm like, you know what? Who better to ask than you guys, than you viewers? So we have some more updated stimulus check information. The biggest question that everybody has asked, even in the comments, saying, will we ever receive stimulus checks again? This information just come out. We know there's been a lot of drama with inflation, pandemic era, with COVID still breaking out. And yet again, Congress has not sent out any federal stimulus checks. While we would hope that President Biden would sign a form, an executive order to send out stimulus checks, it just hasn't happened. Could it happen? Maybe by midterm election. But here are the states that are sending them out. You've got Colorado, you've got Delaware, you've got Georgia, you've got Hawaii, you've got Idaho, you've got Indiana, and you've got Maine, Minnesota, you've got New Jersey, and New Mexico. So those are the states that have pretty much been on the list every single time for the most part. But what about the states that haven't been on the list? Well, guys, guess what? These states have plans in the works. We know that California has already sent out checks, and they're going to be sending them out through the rest of the year. But what about a state like Kansas? Many people have been saying, well, what about Kansas? Well, Kansas is on the list. Kansas is finally doing things to get people some stimulus check relief. They're working on the procedure and what they need to do to go ahead, sign off, and get these checks mailed out or direct deposited. Then you have the state of Kentucky, like my good friend Michelle lives in Kentucky. And guys, I know you've been waiting for checks, and those checks that I've seen, and I found information on Kentucky, $500 to $1,000 in stimulus checks, which would be amazing. Then you have North Carolina. North Carolina, the last time that I saw any real information was $250 child tax credits. Now, that has kind of been pushed to a side, and we don't know right now what they're going to propose, but the good, positive news is that they are working on something, and something is better than nothing. Pennsylvania has done a ton for homeowners and the rental program. But the reason that it's on the list today is because it's trying to send out $650 to residents. And then you have Virginia, which they're getting their checks by October 31st, which is next Monday. So with all of these states, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, I highly believe that they will come up with something to send out checks this year. The reason I say that is because they have some money. They got to do something with that money, and they got to get it out to their people. If not, they lose that money. So this is as part of a pandemic relief rebate, and it's up to them to decide, well, how much to give to their residents. At some point, whether now or next year, they're going to be sending out stimulus checks. They don't want to give that money back. They need to do something good with it, and people need help financially. So if you're in that state and you guys, you're looking for some relief, you've got those states, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, that got things in the works. Guys, I hope that information helped you. I've read off every state on the list that is doing something for their residents. Some of them taking a little bit longer than others, more than many people would like, but yet again, they still have something on the list. Texas was not on the list. Louisiana, Utah. Guys, these states have really not done anything, so it's good to see that some of these states have stepped up to the plate to help their residents. But we don't want just to let them step up. We want to step up on this channel, and yes, this Saturday, guys, we're going to be doing another giveaway, giving away $100 to one lucky subscriber. You have for the remainder of this week to jump in to get a chance to win. That is free. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. And as well, if you join our membership, which guys, we're up to 17 members. Once we hit 20, one lucky member is going to get a $25 gift card to any one of these three restaurants: Olive Garden, Cracker Barrel, and Red Lobster. And guys, it's gonna be great. Those restaurants are amazing. $25 can get you a really, really good meal at any one of those three. And it's just our way of saying thank you. But guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come. And until next time, I'm John Mira. Peace.